Hello FlossTube, I'm Nicole and this is DDs FlossTube Season 3 Episode 21. And welcome back to the channel. It is FlossTube day because it's Friday, and as you know, I've backed down on my FlossTube, and so I thought I'd do it a little bit different because I still haven't done much stitching. So I am going to show you what I've worked on, and I've been just focusing pretty much on one project and getting as much as I can get done in that. And I have some stuff that has come in for my quilting, so it's pretty much just going to be a little bit of a crafty talk, and I'm going to do some stitching while I'm there. So you can see I've still got this in the frame. I haven't done any more on this since Monday, so if you want to see what I got done on this particular project, I will link up the video here, and it'll also be on the end cards, and it'll be linked up down below. And if you are new here and it's the first time that you've ever seen me, this is what my new format of FlossTube is going to look like when I don't have much stitching. So basically I will just do a little bit of a crafty talk. I won't keep you too long. We'll hope, fingers crossed. I said that last time, and we were on for an hour and a half. So yeah, I'm just doing these little like crafty sort of things where I'm working on my own stuff while I'm talking to you and just getting some more stuff done in the craft room. All right, so as I said, I have been not doing much stitching, but I have been doing lots of other stuff as well for the channel and all that sort of stuff. So if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it, and then that way you're not going to miss out on any of my crafty uploads. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back again. I do appreciate it. And if you are a returning viewer and you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit it today and give me a thumbs up as well. All right, so I have my cuppa, and I have all my bits and pieces. Please excuse the mess behind me. I have been ripping the place apart looking for stuff, and it's sort of just wherever it's landed, that's where it stayed. So there is a bit of stuff going on in the background there. I'm thinking about moving this behind me up onto that bench up there, because it's only, you can see it's only narrow, so it'll fit up on that bench over there. That ironing press keeps blowing the fuse, so I don't use it, so I might as well get rid of it. And yeah, so I've got a little bit of stuff happening in like surface wise going on around here. We still have our row by row happening. That is the next installment of that is going up on in the Facebook group next Wednesday. That should go up, and along with the next row for our stitch along as well, because we're doing a row by row stitch along with our quilt along as well. I've done some more on my hexagons, and I've got some stuff to show you. So we'll get settled in, and I will show you what I am working on. All right, so I am just working on this little piece here, and I'm stitching it on 16 count Ada Lagoon, and the fabric was hand dyed by me. So yeah, it is the color Lagoon that we use. I can pull this out and show you what I've got done so far. So far I've done the number 1 block, and then I realized on Monday that I forgot to do the little green bits up here, and I got the border done on Monday while I was on camera. So I'm going to work a little bit more on that today, and that is actually showing true to color on the camera, which is a very rare occurrence. I've got the light right here. As you can see, it's quite bright. It's off to the side, but it's enough to give me enough to see what I'm doing, and you can also see the color. So that is my Lagoon. It's a lovely color. I really do like it. And I was originally doing this as single pieces, and I've decided that I'm doing it as one piece now. So that is why it is still in the hoop. All right, so the other piece that I worked on in the last couple of weeks, I did have a few things that came up that were unexpected. So it sort of it's actually hindered my reading, and it's actually hindered my stitching as well. You know, best laid plans, as they say. But anyway, the next one that I'm working on is a Red Dragon by Jasmine Becket Griffith. Jasmine Becket Griffith, as most of you already know, is my favorite one of my favorite artists, and I am doing this as a 21st birthday present for my daughter. I've got 4 years to get it done. It is 400 by 509 stitches, so yeah, about 203,000 stitches I think it has in it. It doesn't tell me on the front, but I think that's what I worked it out to be. I am working on 28 count, even weave, is it? No, just 28 count, easy grid, sorry, is the name that I'm looking for. And I got heaps more in. I got about 2,500 stitches into this over the last couple of weeks. So that's pretty good for me. Like, that's not too bad. I normally go for 500 to 700. I like to get 1,000. Very rarely do it, but I got over that per week. So we basically are almost to the edge of another page. I think we're about 3/4 of the way through. This is the bottom of the pages here, and you can see I've gone down a bit. I just had really long threads. I am not parking, except for this thread over here. It's still hanging out there. I'm not parking. I'm finishing threads off as I go, and to make it super easy for me. And you can see I've got a couple of things up here that I've just got to finish off, weave into the back. But we've got some green of the tree coming in, and we've still got a lot of that blue going on. I have to order some more blue. I've run out in the shop, believe it or not. I've run out of floss, so I've got to get some more of that in. So I've placed that order, actually placed that order yesterday, so that should come sooner rather than later. So I'm going to try and get some more into that, but that's all I've really worked on. I did put about 50 stitches in, probably not even 50 stitches, maybe about 30 stitches, and I got a phone call and I had to go into Strawberry Fields. So that is still charging along. I'm hoping to get that finished by next week, fingers crossed, because we are so close to a finish. All right, so what else has been going on? Oh, I've had different things coming up for the Cross Stitch magazine, so you will start to see things popping up. I've been super slack with Instagram for Down the Rabbit Hole. I am trying to get better at that and get more posting happening, and I think that I just really need to sit down at the beginning of each month and just schedule the heck out of what's going on, and do some serious planning for that Instagram page, because I need another me for social media. Pretty much. That's what you get when you have your fingers in too many pies. Like my quilting page, well, that's pretty, as soon as I do a quilt or anything like that, there hasn't been much happening over there because I haven't been doing videos or anything, but that's changed this month. So that sort of just clicks along. I do a video, post it up. If I'm doing the row by row, I post it up. If someone tags me, I share it across and do all that sort of stuff. So that's sort of just cruising along and going quite nicely. And what else is going on? I can sit that there and you can't see it. What else are we doing on that channel, on that Instagram? Not much really, just posting in my stories and stuff like that. Still working at Dusty Book Sniffers and just doing all that sort of posting as well on that, but everything's just sort of ticking along in the background. The only one I'm lacking on is the Down the Rabbit Hole magazine one, which I'm working that out. I'm in the midst of actually working that out. So that makes a big difference when you've got a plan in place. Prior to that, I didn't really have a social media plan, which is silly because it's a digital, helps if you have the right glasses on. It's a digital magazine. So really I should be more prevalent and all the rest of it, but I'm getting there and it's all starting to come together, which is really good. What else have I been doing? So yeah, so I've got the Biscornu and Smalls issue coming out in the next couple of weeks. I'm not working on that until the weekend. I've got a heap of emails there to reply to that have come through in the last couple of days, but I've just been super busy with other stuff. So when I work on the magazine, I like to just focus on the magazine. I've got a couple of secret stitches that I've been working on as well, so I can't show you until that comes out, so you'll get to see those. And I've had some stuff come back from the model stitcher as well, so they'll all be in the magazine. Fingers crossed that I get them finished in time. Yeah, so there's been lots of stuff going on in the background in the way of cross stitch and needlework and all that sort of stuff, but a lot of it I can't actually show you, so that makes it a little bit hard to do a floss tube. So that's why I thought I would just do some stitching while I was prattling on. And yeah, so I had a really good response to the video that came out a couple of weeks ago, Crafting with DDs. This is sort of along a similar line that we're just going to craft along. I'm thinking that my format for my floss tube will be like this, so I can get some stitching done. Make life, you know, progress a little bit more in the whips that I have. And I mean, you guys get to stitch with me on Monday, where you just see me stitching on my projects, but this way I can show you the stuff that I'm working on and what I've been doing and all that sort of stuff. All right, now I didn't obviously, as I said, I didn't have much in the way of stuff to show you, but I did end up getting my hexagons finished. All the large ones that I need to do. The only ones that I haven't done is my centerpiece, because I'm doing that a little bit different, and I'm still deciding what I'm going to put in the center of that quilt. So I haven't cut them yet, but I am playing around with a few ideas. So one of the ideas is to have a cat in the center, and then have white around it. So I'll just have one purple cat face in the center of the little mini quilt. And I will show you what I'm talking about in just a moment. I'll just finish doing these couple of stitches, and then I will show you exactly what I mean. So I think I've got it all sitting beside me. Oh, and someone else asked me via email, and I forget who it was, so I do apologize, but someone else asked me to have a look at this while what I'm stitching on. So this is what I stitch on. So it's got these lovely handles over here that you just lift up, and it moves up and down and all the rest of it, and then the head also moves up and down. And this is just what I use on the table. It's weighted really well. It's really well balanced and everything like that. It's beautifully finished. There's no anything like no burry feeling bits and pieces of wood or anything like that. It's beautifully finished and beautifully stained. So that's what I use when I'm stitching. And I can adjust it to whatever table I'm sitting at. I can adjust the head of it to, this is probably up a little bit too high at the moment, but if it gets too much, I'll adjust it in a second. All right, so we've just finished that, and I have now finished that top row, so I can now move on to doing some snow. All right, so let me just show you what I did. Swap glasses, half time change sides for the glasses, because they're my magnifiers and I use them so I don't strain my eyes. So when we were on here last, we were talking about this English paper piecing quilt, okay, and I'm talking, the bit that I haven't done yet is this centerpiece here. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually having a purple one in the center with a little cat face, and then having all those hexagons as white. So that is going to really stand out. I'm still playing with the idea. That I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to go with that idea or not, but we'll see where we end up. So I was showing you all what I was doing last time, and look at this. Look at this beautiful pile of hexagons. They're so gorgeous. So they're all on the cards now, see? And this is the purple cat that I'm talking about for in the center, and it'll be that size. So, but I will center him a little bit better on that. But that's the one I was talking about. But I've got all of them finished now, which is absolutely fabulous. And I'm moving on to the little diamonds. And we all know how crazy they are. So I've kept all my scraps. So I've just got a bag there now for all my scraps. And that just sits in there nicely. And my basket is all organized. I'm good to go. So I can just start doing whatever I need to do. All right, so I need some white. And I've got my scissors floating around here somewhere. There they are. All right, what else has happened this week? All right, I put a video up. On Wednesday, I put up a little tutorial because we had an extra week between the row by row, because the last row was quite intensive. It was a little bit of English paper piecing, and I've still got one block to finish so I can sew my block together. But we made a little lip gloss or lip balm holder that you can click onto your keys, so you can see that. I'll card that up the top and link it down below. So we've got that. That's our quick little 10-minute project. I've got some little 10-minute, 15-minute projects coming up on the channel. So that was the first one of them, and the lip balm fits in it quite nicely. This is the best lip balm ever, and I'm sorry, but most of you won't be able to get it unless you live in Kingaroy and go to my dentist. It's the South Bennett Dental Group, and so they have their own lip gloss as an advertising, but it is the nicest lip balm, not gloss, lip balm that I've ever used in my life. Like, it is far superior to chapstick or lip smackers or any of those ones. best ever. So every time I go to the dentist, they go, oh, do you want a party pack? And they give me a little new toothbrush and all the rest of it, and that's in there. And I've got heaps of them now, and the girls get them as well. So we've got a nice little stockpile. But really nice lip balm. All right, what else have I got to show you? Not a great deal, really. I didn't do any 1-inch hexagons like I planned on doing. That sort of fell by the wayside. Yeah, so as I said, I got a little bit distracted and had a few things that I had to go and do, which made it extra hard to get what I wanted to get done. Where's my white? There it is. All right, so I'm just going to check to see if I've got any white over here. I should have already separated some. Yes, I do. There we go. It's a little bit different this doing it this way. I'm not sort of used to doing FlossTube this way, but it's a little bit different, you know, got to mix it up and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. All right, so let me get this threaded and then we can start stitching again. What have I got planned for this week? I have been looking at mostly, you know what, mostly all I've been focusing on is getting all the magazine stuff prepared. So I've got like all my stuff that I'm working on. I've got finishing to do and all that sort of hoo-ha. So basically that has been my main focus, to be honest, for the last few weeks. So that's sort of taken up a lot of my time in the way of stitching. And then, you know, and then I've also got the spring issue coming out in August. So the Smalls and Biscornu one should be out the first week of July. I'm thinking probably if I can get it out by the 30th of June, I will. If not, it will be probably the 5th, 7th maybe of July. It'll be within that first week of July that I get it out. So you'll have to keep an eye out for that. Someone sent me an email and asked me how much it was going to be. It is the same price as the regular magazine, $6.95. And when I was counting before, I'm pretty sure that there are 9 patterns in this one. So $6.95 for 9 patterns. It's not too shabby. We've got some of our regulars that contribute. We've got myself. There's Adorn Williams, there is Caitlin, there is Deb from Frog Cottage, and who else have we got? We've got Zena from Cyprus. She's actually putting a piece in. She got her piece in pretty early the other week, or the other month rather. So yeah, she's pretty excited to be part of the magazine again. Who else have we got? I'm just trying to think who else we've got. I think that's it. It's just a few as this time, but some very, very nice designs are coming out. Some weekend projects as well. Some quick stitches, which is good. A couple of Biscornus. We also have a drum, so cross stitch drum. And what else have we got going on? You know, the ones for pin cushions. We've got yeah, we've got a couple of little different things coming out, which is good. The designers have been very busy indeed, which makes for a lovely bumper magazine. Now this next magazine is going to be a little bit different. It's just going to have the charts in it. There's not going to be any articles or meet the readers or anything like that. It is just going to be all charts. So essentially you're getting a little pattern booklet for $6.95. And it's from our regular designers, which is great. And I'm hoping that you'll really enjoy it and you'll stitch some stuff up and you'll share it with us over on Instagram and over in the Facebook group as well. For those that are wondering, we do actually have a Facebook group and we also have our Instagram where you can share those, and I'll leave a link down below where you can see all of that sort of stuff. We also have a YouTube channel where we sometimes do stitch alongs and stuff like that, and that I am not really focusing on. It was more just to claim the name so no one else, you know, could get it, so I could start marketing it and all that sort of stuff. But as of next year, that will start to have some probably just stitch with me's on it, And I'm also looking at maybe doing some interviews with different designers and whatnot as well. So it'll be something for you to have a look at, and I'll leave the link down below where you can go and subscribe to that. But just know that not a lot's happening on there at the moment, but if you go and subscribe and you hit that little bell icon, you're definitely not going to miss out on anything that goes up on there at all. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about too? The designs that I was having trouble with that weren't saving. I'm having problems with that software again, and I think I found the problem. I think it is actually my computer that is not registering that stuff is there, because I'm having the same issue with my printer, and it was the printer that has actually brought it to light. So I think what's happening is that it's not recognizing the software that's on, like all the programs that are on my computer. So short of uninstalling and reinstalling every time, that's going to be painful. So I'm trying to figure out how. I've done all the normal scans and stuff that I need to do for that sort of stuff. So hopefully, with any luck, I will have this problem sorted. I've got my best friend on standby, so if I run into any problems, I can say, hey, I need your help, this is what's happening, can you help me fix it? And we have many a time sat up till 2 o'clock in the morning in the past and fixed a computer to get it working again. And so yes, so she's pretty good at helping me navigate through. I don't know anything about computers. Like, I know how to turn it on and I know how to use it and I know how to wreck them. That's about it. But she's taught me different things that I can do to extend the life of my computer. Now, that computer that I've got now, that'll be 5 years old now. So it's getting a bit long in the tooth anyway. I've got a couple of things that I've got to do over the weekend, and just to free up some space and stuff on it. I've got to, get my external hard drive out and sort out all of the files that are on there and delete what I need to delete, and delete out programs that I don't use anymore. I've done boot time scans and all that sort of stuff to really clean it up, and it is running faster this week. So but they all take time, and that all takes time away from my work, because that's something that it's a maintenance thing that I have to do. And I'm sort of looking at my schedule now where I can schedule in a day where I do nothing but maintenance on the computer. So when I say maintenance on the computer, that's things like doing a boot time scan to make sure that there's no junk on there, viruses or anything like that, then doing a full junk folder clean out, recycle bin clean out, like double checking that I'm not deleting something permanently that I actually need, and then transferring those files from the computer onto the external hard drive to free up, not only free up space, but just make it run at an optimum speed, because we tend to dump a lot of crap onto our computers that we don't necessarily need to have to. And like, I've got a lot of stuff on there that I can now put over onto Google Drive from the magazine. I don't necessarily have to have it on my computer, and I've been a bit slack and not done that. So I really need to set some time each month that I, actively, or even after I do the magazine, I get a lot of stuff coming in, and there's a lot of stuff that I don't use. So I've got these big files on there and all the rest of it. So it's very prudent for me to get into the habit, and I'm terrible at it, as I'm sure you can relate, of actually not so much backing up. I'm good at backing things up. I've been caught out before. There was a whole block of the month that I'd done that I'd never backed up. I thought I did, and I didn't, and I lost the software, and I lost the pattern and everything. I basically lost the last, I think it was the last video that I had to do as well. I just couldn't do any of it, and because I had all like templates and all that sort of stuff, and yeah. Lost it all. So I've got better at backing stuff up, but now I think I've gone to the other extreme where I save everything but then don't delete anything off the computer that I don't need. So I've got my Google Drive now where I've got extra space, and I've also set up a Dropbox as well, so for things that I need and I need to access off-site and stuff like that, I'm putting all into Google Drive. And so it's making it easier, but I'm not being very prudent with getting it off my computer, so I've like doubled up, and that's what I need to work at. I need to get better at doing that, and that's where I'm falling down. So and so I've got to clean out my computer, and so now I need to really focus on, like, maybe just set, as I said, set one day aside where I wake up in the morning, I turn the computer, like set it on a Saturday night or something, because I very rarely on the computer on a Sunday, and yeah, and just basically start scanning, like just doing all the getting rid of all the rubbish out of it. But that means then I'm working on a Sunday, but it's only once a month, so I can do that. What have we got here? I've just got to do some counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's that middle one. Down 2. Alright, just finding the top of the house. And hopefully I've got that right. Because, man, if I don't, it's going to be a lot of unpicking after I've done that house. So I'm thinking that I'm going to probably work a little, I'm going to try and get Strawberry Fields finished, and then I'm going to continue working on this piece for the next couple of weeks and hopefully get this block finished. And as I said on Monday, I'm going to look at doing some of my smaller pieces and knocking them off my whip list. And that way I can start progressing through my whips and that, because I do have stuff that I can work on that I just haven't been working on, that are so close to a finish, it's ridiculous. Maybe I have a fear of finishing stuff. Maybe that's what it is. We all know that I'm great with starting stuff. Maybe I just don't like finishing things, because then it's a finality of it. Maybe that's what it is. We'll go with that. All right, let's go with that, shall we? Nicole has a fear of finishing things. We'll go with that. Then it's excusable, right? And you know what's even funnier? I actually can't really see the camera. I can just see my outline because I don't have my regular glasses on, and that's why I'm looking at, if it's like this, it's even worse. It's making me go cross-eyed. But that's why I know where the general, like I can see where the camera is. I can see my outline, so I know I'm looking at the camera, but I actually can't see myself or anything that's going on the camera. I can just see shadows because I've got my magnifiers on. I don't have my reading glasses on. Or my I can see like way off, but about a meter in front of me is when it starts to get blurry. So like I can see the frame clearly, and I can see my my camera really clearly. I just can't see the detail. I can see my mouth moving, I can see my hands moving, but yeah, I can't see what my facial expressions are or anything like that. So it's a little bit weird. So yeah, whereas these are 3 times magnification, and if I look at the phone, it just pretty much disappears. So that's why I'm looking over the top and looking disapprovingly at you probably, but I'm not. Just yeah, just what I've got to do. And it just makes my, because I do so much on screens and stuff like that, I don't want to strain my eyes, so I use my magnification glasses just to make it a little less stressful in my eyes. And I find that I can stitch for a lot longer. You know, and it depends on your eyesight too. Like if you've got good eyesight, then you're probably only going to need 1 time magnification. But I have like if I take these off, where it's sitting right now, it is really blurry. I can make out shapes and stuff like that. I can make out colors like bright reds and whites. I can see really well. But where I've got the white and the brown coming together, like I know that that's there, it's a little bit blurry. Like I can't even see the white. Yeah, so if I've got my normal glasses on, I can see that fine, and I can stitch the holes fine, but my eyes start to get tired because I seem to be like straining them more, because it's not super clear. And I need new glasses as well. It's not super clear, but with the magnifiers, my eyes just don't get sore. They don't get tired. They don't. I can stitch for longer. I can do all of that sort of stuff, which makes it like a lot better for me if I can stitch longer. All right, we've done that one, and we've done that one, and we've done that one, and my pen's running out. That'd be right. There we go. I think it's just been sitting for a while and it's little bit, yeah. All right, so I've just started on the house, but something came in. Speaking of changing glasses so I can see. Remember last time I was on, I was talking about I ordered some fabric. Guess what came in? The fabric. And I've only I've just slit it open. I haven't actually looked at it. So you're going to be looking at it for the first time. I'm going to be looking at it the first time. All right, so I got these from Jeanette at Polka Dot Tea. Polka Dot Tea Fabrics. Okay, she is in New South Wales here in Australia, and I believe I'm not sure if she posts overseas or not. I'm not 100% sure on that, so please excuse the rustling, but I'm so excited. All right, so I've still got another parcel to come from her, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I do. I still have another parcel to come from her. She sent them separately because this only just fitted in a medium size post bag. So, as I said, late night shopping is not great, especially for me. But anyway, so this is the little card that comes with it, and I will turn it around so you can see all of those details there. Is that going to focus? It's being temperamental. There we go. All right, so that is where you will find her. Okay, so I've left that up there long enough for you. So you'll find her there. So I got these, I believe this is the Little Creatures line from Tula Pink, and the bag is split. Oh, what a shame. But let me just show you the gorgeousness of the colours. Oh, let's all just sing. Oh. And we've got, and I'll go through each one with you. I've got two other parcels, and they're all Tula Pink. So these are all going to go. So some of these fabrics are going to end up in this, because remember last time when we were talking about it, a lot of the fabrics that I had, which I don't think I showed you, some of the fabrics can't go in there because they're just way too big. And I'll just pull them out to show you what I'm talking about. So the fabric line that the most of the fabric that I'm using in this one is called Curiosa and Curiosa. And so we have our teapots and all that sort of stuff, and little teacups, sorry, little flowers and all the rest of it. But we do actually have some really big prints in this that are just going to get chopped up, and it's just, I'm saving them. I'm not going to use them. So we've got this one here. So it's Alice. And we've got that in a blue colorway as well. And then we've got these big roses, which I think I've put a couple of these away already because they're not in here. But we've got this pink, vibrant fuchsia pink rose. But you can see how the rose is too big, and like if I use that for those little diamonds, that's just, yeah, you're not even going to see what it is. Like, I'm going to know it's a Tula Pink fabric because I used it, but no one else will looking at it. And it seems such a waste when I could do, see those bags up there, I could use it for one of those bags. Do you know what I mean? Like even the little one or the medium one. A fat quarter works for the medium one. That would be perfect in a medium for the outside. And then I've also got a yellow one in the Alice as well. And where's the other ones? They're all the ones that I can use. So these are all small print ones that I can use in it. And then we've got a green in the flower one. And then we've got a fuchsia pink one in this next one that I'm going to show you. And this one's the red one. And I think that's it in the big print. So this one here, like you can see, like, yeah, I can use all this little bit here, but what a waste. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's why I decided that I was going to get some more fabrics. So as you can see, this is sort of like a crafty little FlossTube type one. So they're all the ones that I can't use. So things like this I can possibly use for those retreat bags and stuff like that. Like I can add a strip in the bottom and have a front and back panel. This one definitely can use for that. And even the Alice one as well, I could probably use for a retreat bag. So they're all getting set aside. I also have, and I don't think I showed you it, and I don't have it handy at the moment, I also have a Mad Hatter's, well, it's not called the Mad Hatter, it looks like the Mad Hatter's hat, and I'm thinking that the size of the hats will be perfect for some of these bigger prints. So I'm thinking that I'm going to use the Curioso and Curioso, what's left of it, for that. Have a couple that have roses on it, because I think it's 4x3, so I think there's 12 hats on there, so I'll be able to utilize them, because the hats are only about this big. It's only a mini quilt, like a lap quilt, so I'll be able to use that in that, and that'll make it super easier. But let's have a look at these little creatures. I think they are little beasts. So this is the Beatles, really good for a blender. This one has got like little deer on it, and then like flowers. So these ones are going to be, some of them, you know, I can not use. It's just more I'm bringing them into blend. But this one I can use a lot of this one, because, you know, we've got these little bits and pieces, and you can't, like, it just looks like a piece of fabric, and all the, like, any sort of regular sort of piece of fabric. You know, we've got this one here which has got like little raccoons, and some of these things I won't use, obviously. This one here, I can fussy cut some of these for my 1-inch hexagons, and or even some 2-inch ones, and make some larger ones. But I can use all this background fabric for the little diamonds. And we've got this one, so you can see there's little beasts hidden in it. We've got another beetle one in a different what are they, ladybugs in a different colorway, another raccoon. Who doesn't love a good raccoon? This one's got a squirrel on it, which I probably won't cut this up. I will probably make myself a retreat bag out of this. The outside of it anyway, because it has acorns and squirrels. And I love acorns and squirrels. What else we got here? This one here would be a good one. This one's got like a little fox on it, and I don't know whether you'll be able to see it or not. Can you see it? There it is. I love tulip pink things. They're great for I Spy quilts because they have all different things hidden in them. And then you've got the flowers. So because you can't really see him, like, I could use this throughout that quilt for the tiny little bits. Some of the fabrics I won't be able to. There's a green colorway in the beast. The cow. Bear, cow. We've got another colorway in the squirrels. Another colorway in the deer. And then we've got another colorway in the little hedgehog. And then the final one is another fox one. But see, if I hold this back, I know where the foxes are, and you probably can see it really clear now. But if I was holding this back and I cut this up in little pieces, it doesn't matter, because you're not going to see that when it's cut up. So that's sort of what I went for in that. And then, you know, there's some pieces that I won't be able to use. Oh well. But the main one that I am going to use, and these colors are absolutely gorgeous, I love them. I'm going to clear a shelf off and just have my tulip pink sitting on it. I love her spots. Like, look at this beautiful rainbow of colors. Like, how gorgeous is that? We've got a white one at the back that's hiding, but how gorgeous are those colors? So I can use a lot of the, like, I can use a lot of this in, and you can see, like, if I bring it up, all the ones that I've already used. Okay, so for my hexagons and stuff like that, see, they go, because they're her blenders. So I can mix and match those. So I'm pretty happy about that. And then this was a pack that I got from her. So this, I didn't order these separately. This was just a listing that she had. And I'm like, I'm all over that, because it had so many blenders. It had the spots, the stripes, and then it had the little beasts. You know, so I've got enough to make another quilt if I want to. I'm so sorry about the rustling. That was louder than I expected. And then we've got the stripes. So we've got a light pink one at the back, and then we've got those at the front. So just beautiful colors. Like, I just absolutely love them. And she does, like, her colors are just so vibrant. And it's not something that I like. I am not a huge fan of tulip pink, but give credit where credit's due. Like, the girl can really put some fabrics together, and she's really good with, like, her colors are beautiful. The only ones that I don't think there's been any that I haven't sort of thought that they were okay. There's none that I've truly hated. I'm just not someone that uses a lot of these colors, but I'm branching out. I'm trying to get a bit better at it. I love this color combination. That's how beautiful that color is. And then we've got a green and purple. Who doesn't love a little bit of green and purple? And then we've got, this is, put on the sunnies. It's fluoro. And then we've got a grey with the yellow stripe. And then we've got yellow with orange. And you can see they're just absolutely beautifully vibrant. And it's got purple, which is not a colour. Oh, I suppose Halloween. Yeah, I can see that. And then we've got a pink with like a blue on it. So lots of lovely, and the colour combination in the dots is pretty much the same sort of thing. So you've got like a bright, and these are all fat quarters. Then we've got a blue with a aqua on it. That is more purple than blue. It's a purplish blue, but it's showing up blue on the camera for some reason. And this one will probably show up purple. Look, that's not that bright. That's actually a little bit, probably a shade lighter. And then we've got some beautiful colours. All right, and then this is green and purple. It's just like, oh, I love green and purple. That colour combination is so lovely. And the good thing is that I know that all of these blenders, that has got fluoro pink on it. Oh my goodness. All these blenders are going to go with her fabrics because they're her line of blenders. So I'm really excited that they've come in, which means now that I can progress to moving on to doing some of the diamonds with the spots and the stripes and get that all sorted, and then that way I can move ahead with that and get a little bit further along and in my little production line and whatnot. All right, so yeah, that I was pretty excited when that came in. So as I said, I've still got, excuse me, I've got a cotton and steel pack that's still on its way. It went separately because it wouldn't fit into that pack. So that came yesterday. Yeah, that came yesterday. So it should be here Monday or Tuesday. When they come separately, they tend to wander a little bit. And I'm still waiting for the Galaxy pattern to come. I actually might send her a list because I haven't seen a message to her and say, hey, has it been sent? Because I haven't seen a shipping. And for the life of me, it's been a while since I've ordered from her, and I can't remember whether she actually does send any out. That's it's a wholesaler that I deal with, so yeah, I can't remember whether she sends out a shipping email or not. So I might just shoot her an email and see what she's got to say, and see if she's got a tracking number at least for me, so I can keep a track of it and make sure that it's coming. All right, let's get some more stitches in. But how exciting is that? Like, those fabrics are just absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to start cutting them up. It seems silly, really, doesn't it? Like, you get all this fabric and then all of a sudden you're there and you're cutting it to pieces to sew it back together again. Patchwork is a strange craft. All right, so I'm just coming down the house. Where is my little picture? So I am, and I know you can't see it, but I am working at this point here because I want to come across and get some snowflakes in, and I need to count off the house. So I'm just getting the edge of the house done right now. And then once I'm ready to go, which I'm getting pretty close to having to go because I've got to go and pick up Miss Needlework. Oh, exciting news for Miss Needlework. I'm so proud of her. Like, as you know, we've pulled her out of school because she was having issues with mental health and bullying and all that sort of stuff, and it was just made sense to pull her out. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We got her an exemption from school, which means that she can work more than 12 hours a week. So she can work a maximum of 20 hours a week as a 15-year-old. It's just our laws that we have here in our country. I don't know if it's the same in every state, but here in Queensland, they're only allowed to work, if they're at school, they're only allowed to work no more than 12 hours in the week. They can work a little bit longer on weekends, but like they can have a 4-hour shift or whatever on the weekends, but they're only usually allowed to work 12 hours a week. That's it, because schooling is important, obviously. And then in the school holidays, they can work as much as they want, but no more than 20 hours. So because she's only 15, she can't work any more than 20 hours a week. So we got her an exempt so she didn't have to go to school, which meant that she could work more than 12 hours, which meant that she's got an income. And then the day she turns 16, that's all null and void. So then she can go to full-time work if she wants to, or she can work 2 jobs if she wants to, and she doesn't need permission anymore from industrial relations to do that. And it's just I guess it comes down to our child labour laws here. It's just so no one can abuse their power and have young workers working all the time, because then that takes away, because they'll just put younger workers on and not have adults working. So it's sort of a way of making sure that they've got time for school and then sharing the work across the board, not just having all young workers working, which is great. That's great for someone that's older who might want to, go back into the workforce one day. Highly unlikely, because I work from home. Why would you want to? But all on her own back. She's been down there at work, making a way for herself. And she come home the other day, she goes, I've got some exciting news, Mum. I'm like, oh yeah, what's that? She goes, the day after I turn 16, I have my first 7-hour shift. She goes, and I'll be pretty much full time. I'm like, what? She goes, yep, I've been working down there and talking to the managers and all that sort of stuff, and they've rostered me on, because they've already started doing the rosters, that for her and the full-timers and stuff like that, because they plan all that for the holidays and whatnot apparently. And she said, I'll be going full-time. So now the decision she's making is if she's going to do a managerial traineeship or something along those lines. She has really just slotted in. She has found a great group of people, and I know a few people have asked me in Messenger and stuff like that, and I haven't answered because we've been still navigating it. But I think we are coming to the, to where she's found her footing and all the rest of it. Her dad's still a little bit disappointed that she doesn't want to come over and work in the business, but I said to him, don't worry. So she's just new to the workforce. Eventually she's going to go, you know what, I don't like working for someone else. I want to work for myself. We've always thought that Neroli will end up being a business owner because she's always been that way inclined. So hopefully, she has found her footing and she can get a traineeship, but she's going to full time, which is absolutely amazing. Like, I'm so proud of her, and I haven't had to push her or anything. She's just done that herself, because I figured, even if she only works for 6 months out in the workforce and goes back to school next year, it's just given her a mental break of dealing with all that sort of stuff. And she's been dealing, with other stuff here at home, with the Mia situation and all the rest of it. She's really, really struggled. And anybody that's been here for a while has heard me talk about this, about Neroli really struggling. She's grieving a loss, and because she's not emotionally mature enough, it's been a real struggle for her to understand that this is not a bad thing. It is yes, it's a bad thing for us, and it's possibly a bad thing for Mia because she's not seeing her family that she knows as her family, and she's with strangers, so to speak, and whatnot. But she's with her mum, and at the end of the day, your sister Neroli. But anybody that's been here for a while knows that we have a pretty strained relationship, but Neroli has struggled the most with it. Savannah's had her moments, but she has always been a little bit more emotionally mature and all that sort of stuff. So you can have a conversation with her without her bursting into tears. Neroli, on the other hand, still just a little girl, really, and and is not emotionally mature. Like, if this had happened 3 years ago to Savannah, she would have been exactly the same. She would have been like, I'm 52 and I'm, I want to cry about it and stuff like that. Brendan, is quite, he's got through it a little bit quicker, but he's also older and he's experienced loss before, and he can rationalize it, but a 15-year-old can't. And so we've got to the, I think we've got to the end of it, like, she still has her moments and she still gets upset. We had an incident last week where her sister sent her a text, and that was it. We lost her for the day. She was all really bent out of shape and all the rest of it, but she's bouncing back quicker, and she's starting to realize that she doesn't need to get angry at me. She can be angry, and she's learning to deal with those feelings and those emotions and stuff like that. So and I think pulling her out of school and not dealing with that teenage angst of that age group, and her being always a little bit mature than her age group as well, because she's been around a lot older people and whatnot, but emotionally she's not mature. Mentally she can. It's a very strange place that she's in, and it's a very hard situation to explain But yeah, she's getting better. She's out with people that don't have that constant angst going on and all that sort of stuff, and it's made a world of difference. So I'm super proud of her that she's, you know, getting full-time work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Okay. I've come far enough down on the house. I don't want to put too much into the house in case I get it up. But yeah, so she is pretty happy with herself as well, which I'm so happy for her. And she's found a really good group of friends, which I think I've mentioned before too. And it makes all the difference. Like, anybody who's watching this today, you know, if you're around some people that are just not great to be around, like, they might be fine for other people, but for you personally and for your mental health and mental well-being, some people you just can't be around. It's hard work. And she had a lot of people that she, like, wouldn't call them friends. I mean, they're friends by default because she goes to school, she's in class with them, and you know, you eventually get friendly with them. But she was really struggling with some of the drama that the girls go on about. She come home, she goes, oh my God, the drama today. And there's a few of us that are probably watching today and all the rest of it. We've all had story time with Ray Ray. That's what we call it. When she comes home from somewhere, and I'll be stitching with a group of friends, and she'll come out, and we're all on Zoom together and we're having a conversation. She comes out like a bull in a china shop, and then I go, oh, it's story time with Ray Ray. And she goes into this, and she's very animated, so it's like a full-on show. It's quite funny on that, and I'm just like, and then sometimes I have to be the mean mum and go away. I don't want to hear anymore. It's just too much drama. And yeah, so it's quite amusing at times. And then sometimes we have story time with Nana, and that's Savannah. She'll come out, and she's very reserved, Savannah, and she doesn't really talk that much. But when she comes out, she's got a lot to say, and she says it really fast. And it's like, sometimes I can talk to her like that because I do the same thing. When I've got something to say, I say it really quickly and get it out of the way, and then I go on my merry way, and you go on your merry way. Yeah, and so she comes out, and Mia used to always call her Nana, and her name's Savannah, but she always just called her Nana from day one. She never said Savannah unless she was cranky with her, and the first time she did it, it pulled Savannah up so quickly. Mia asked her something, and Savannah ignored her and didn't answer her or didn't hear her, subsequently ignoring her. And then Mia pulled out this mother tone and went, Savannah? Savannah just stopped. I'm like, oh, Nana's in trouble. But I always now we just call her Nana all the time. But she comes out as well, and she starts telling the story, and it's like, oh, story time with Nana. Like, if she's ever here in a school holidays, like she if I'm doing a live stream and stuff like that, years ago, she'd come out and say stuff. I'd be like, I'm recording, you can't come out and say that stuff. So they've got a little bit better at not coming out when I'm recording and stuff, but otherwise you'd get all sorts of stuff coming through your YouTubes. She's quite passionate when she comes out. Neryl's very animated and loud, and like the tattoo, whereas Savannah is very matter of fact. She's going to make a great teacher because that's what she's studying. But anyway, I've talked enough about my children. Oh dear me, let me just count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I'm definitely on 8. I've got to come 1 back up, then I've got to count across 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, I've got that snowflake in the right place. If I can get this snowflake done, then I can do the other ones, and I don't have to do all of the house right now to put that on. But yeah, all right. Well, I have prattled on for long enough today. I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to continue on with this, get a little bit more in, and just show you what I've done. I'll pull it out. I haven't done a lot at all. So I've just got finished off all the green, and then I've got some more white in. I've done a little bit. That's where the house is going to be. So next time that you see this, hopefully it will be a little bit further along, and that way I can just move on to the next block in this one sooner rather than later. Instead of once every 3 months, I might be able to get one done a month. But that is pretty much it for me today. If you've liked this video today, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everybody cross your fingers, I will have more stitching to show you and a finish. I'm hoping to get Strawberry Fields finished. But tune in 2 weeks time for my next floss tube, and have a wonderful day. Hope you get lots of crafting in, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now.